Hi, I'm Andrew McLean. We're here in the Wasatch to talk about the basic element of backcountry skiing, skinning. One of the key elements of skinning efficiency and speed is to get as long a stride as possible, and that has everything to do with the amount of cuff rotation your boot has. And you want your upper cuff to float, so you want to obviously make sure you're in tour mode. I have my buckles done as loose as possible, these top two, and I also take off my power strap just because it gives you much more range. So if your boot doesn't flex, you only can take these little Frankenstein steps, but if you can stride out, you get another 4, 5, 6 inches per stride, and that's what really adds up over a long day of touring. So skinning looks a lot like walking, but there's a major difference. You want to slide your skis along, not lift them. So instead of taking a step every inch of the way, you want to be a slacker and just kind of drag your skis, just barely lift them as little as possible. The idea with skinning on a contour like this is that you want to roll your skis and have good contact with your skin on the snow. Try to avoid staying off your edges too much. So you set and then roll, set and roll, set and roll. Heel risers or heel lift is very important to backcountry skiing because it helps your legs stay fresh, so you're not high-heeled or low-heeled all the time. So you want to adjust your heel pegs, your heel risers on your bindings, but you don't want to be adjusting them every 10 feet. So when you look up at the slope ahead of you, you kind of want to pick what the overall average of the slope would be. So I'm going to go in my middle peg for this. Now we're getting into steeper terrain, and steeper skinning is a discipline all unto itself. For steeper skinning, I like shorter poles, so I shorten them up by just a couple of inches, slide it down, lock it in, and that allows me to get over the top of my poles and push with my upper body and my chest. And when you get into steeper slopes, skinning becomes much more exacting. And what you want to do is keep your weight on the skins where you can pressure it. If you're leaning forward like this, bending at your waist, you can't pressure your tips because the ski, you just can't put any pressure on it because of the touring binding. So what you want to do, stand up straight, keep your back straight, don't break at the waist, push through your heels, and try to concentrate on just getting this part of the skin right in front of your binding all the way to the tail. That's where your grip pocket is. Get a good base, set your poles wide apart, facing uphill, step in, establish another good base, lean forward, bring your ski around. So kick turns are one of the basic building blocks of skinning. The best way to learn them is to do a few 100,000, if not a million of them. There's no real secret to going downhill with your skins on aside from getting ready for it and holding on. So remember, there's no such thing as a bad skin track, only a bad skinner. So remember, you gotta go up before you go down. So remember, if you're in it to win it, you've gotta skin it. That's all I got.